Welcome back, everybody. I hope your holidays were really fun and that you got to do everything that you wanted to do. Before we start my follow up video to trying out some house rules, I would like to show you a couple of the things that my wife got me for Christmas, one of which is very, very relevant to what I'm doing. The first one is this interesting RPG called Wendigo. It's from what I haven't read very much of it, but from what I've gathered, it's like a modern OSR type, like a horror mystery game. So this will be fun to do at some point. And then the other thing she got me was this. So this is the original edition campaign by Eric Johansson, and it's basically geared for delving deeper. What it gets into is it gets into a lot of house rules this guy has used in his kind of OD&D campaign for the past 6-7 years, before he had released this book, and it details some new classes, like he adds the paladin, barbarian, ranger, and druid, and then he gets into a skill system. I mentioned that I had found a skill system on YouTube somewhere that was sort of a 2d6 type skill check. Well, he's got that in here too, but he does it a little bit differently. He has modifiers for this is basically the white box attribute modifiers, and you use those when you take a skill check. And so it has easy, normal, and hard, and these are kind of samples, but I kind of use them as sort like as like concrete. And then so the easy is a 7 or higher, a normal is a 9 or higher, and a hard is an 11 or higher. And then he has his own rules of spell casting where you still use spell slots, but you don't prepare spells. Instead, you can cast any spell you want, like spontaneous casting, as long as you have the right spell slots for that spell. So I'm kind of enjoying that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try both kind of roll to cast and sort of his spontaneous spell slot casting, and see which one I like better. And those are the things I wanted to show you. So now I'm going to get back into House Rules and Hooligans, and we're going to test some of these things in action, fight some pirates, and do a little bit of secret layer dungeon crawling. Something that should be fairly apparent by now involving Lorkay's story is that his plans never seem to go the way he wants them to go. So by the time the pirates lead us into the depths of their lair, and they have some conversations with our orc friend and the strange-looking man from the house, the candle maker dude, it becomes fairly obvious to them that we are not sincere in joining their pirate horde group of pirates, their crew, and they turn on us. So the room we find ourselves first, I mean, we're with this guy here, who I can't remember if we decided he was the captain. If he is, we're gonna end up killing the captain. But we're gonna see how many squares are in this room we find ourselves in. There are 12 squares in this room. Nice, I like that. Now remember, according to our house rules, a square is 5 feet, so we half all distances and ranges and speeds. So, speaking of which, how many doors are in this room? There's one door, so he's led us back into what is more or less a dead end and has decided this is where he wants to fight us. We're going to roll to see if he has any people with him. And if he does, we're going to see how many. And if not, well, he's very, very stupid. And this might be easier than we at first imagined. So, first of all, let's ask our oracle. Does he have anybody with him? 3. That's the complication. I think I ruled that as a soft no. So, no, there's no one in the room. Yes, there are people outside the room. So, he led us back here. Was he in front of us when he led us back? 4. Yes, he was in front of us. So, he led us back here. I'm guessing there are like some things on the wall here. he was gonna sort of induct us into the crew, and at some point he realized that we're not the people we said we were, which is something fairly common with Lorkay stuff. So combat is then initiated. So what's going to happen here? I'm interested in trying out casting some spells. So if I'm being kind of loose with the story, it's because this session is more. I want to try out some of these house rules, and I want to see. I want to see how those play out. So we're going to roll some initiative here. The cool skull pip die is ours, and this one is his. So we roll the 4, he rolls a 1, so we're going to go first in this altercation. Do people outside the room hear this? Do they hear this happen? Like we start fighting? Yes. So since we're going first in initiative, we're going to have him shut the door. So that's his action. He shuts the door. Lorkay, I'm going to take a look at his prepared spells here. He has... he could cast his fireball. That's his most difficult spell to cast. So to cast that, he needs a 15. He is a 3rd level necromancer, and he has a +1 in intelligence. So he has a +4 bonus to his roll total. And we're going to use this crazy looking kind of skeletal D20. Yeah, we're going to use this crazy looking skeletal D20 to cast our horrid necromancy spell, which is not necromancy at all. We're casting a fireball, but we can flavor it any way we want. So he is going to, before our orc goes in, and I understand that fireball is a bloom and it will probably catch us in it, but it's fun to do, okay? So here we go. We need a 15 to cast the fireball. If we fail, we lose it. That is, it's hard to read. That's a 3. Oh, so we got a 7. So we lose our fireball. So after gesticulating wildly to cast his spell, nothing happens, and he gets this really embarrassed look on his face. The orc who ran out of the forest is going to charge, and he's going to attack this captain guy who doesn't have a name. All right, man, don't fail me now. Should I be using a different die? Doesn't matter. This guy is I'm guessing this guy counts as like a guardsman in terms of statistics, so I'm going to look that up really quick. Page flipping. That's what I actually do here. Here we go, human. Yeah, this guy should be like a sergeant at arms. He's a captain, right? So this guy's AC is 14. Him being an orc, I believe he has like a +2 to hit. So, yeah, he needs to get 14 higher. Come on, buddy. He rolls. That's a 20. I like that. I think it's the first natural 20 this thing's had. So he's using a 2-handed axe, which means it is a d6 +1. So here we go. D6 +1. That's a 6. I like that. Where's my temporary? There it is. Yes. So this guy had this many. He had 3 hit dice. I forgot to roll his hit dice. Here we go. So this guy has 13 hit points, and he took 6. So he's at 7 left. Looking good for Team Lorkay. So it's their turn now. So these guys are going to make an attempt to beat down the door. Let me give them a strength score really quick, because they are going to use they're going to use this skill check to do it. These guys' strength scores are 10. So they get no bonus to do so. So they're going to try to force the door. This is a normal wooden door, so I'd say they'd have to get above a 9 to force the door with this guy holding it. Well, he's also holding it. Does this make it hard? I rolled a 4 on the Oracle, so that says yes. So they're going to have to get I believe that's an 11 plus to get the door open on 2 dice. No, they're failing to get the door open. You just stay right there. This guy is going to attack evens odds because he did try to cast a spell, so he now knows that Lorkay is a spellcaster. Evens. Okay, so he's attacking the orc. I probably just got that backwards. So he has a +3 to his attack. That's a 4. I thought it was a 9 for a second. It's a 4. So he fails to hit the orc. Okay, let's roll a new round of initiative. He beats us this time. Okay, so the guys outside are going to have another crack at getting the door open, which they get a 6, failing to get the door open. Lorkay is going to try and use another spell. He is going to use Summon Vermin, which is a spell from White Box Gothic. So I'm going to have to take a look at that really quick. Summon Vermin. Does this do anything cool? I would like it to do something cool. Hypnotize. Why didn't we take that? The summons and binds either to his service a rat, a bat, or a carrion bird. No, I don't think we should cast that. We are going to cast our. We're going to cast Defiling Touch though, because it'd be cool to reduce his strength score. So we're going to head up to him and we're going to cast Defiling Touch. It is a level 2 spell, which means we need a 14. So here we go. +4 to the roll, attempting to cast Defiling Touch. What is that? That's a 2. We just lost another spell. Man, Lorkay, this system isn't working for you at all. What do you think, man? Roll the cast? Okay, so he fails yet another spell. Magic is too cool for Lorkay. Either that or this system is not good for modifiers of just +1 or -1. Because, like, in White Box, the highest a modifier gets from a base score is a +1. Okay, our orc is going to lay into him with his two-handed axe again. +2. It's a 9, failing to hit. Did I give that guy another attack at the orc? I don't think I did. So let's give him one. That's okay. He fails to hit anyway. Okay, so this is getting kind of bonkers. Is the door suffering any damage from them beating on it that would make it easier? Yes. So the door is now at a normal 9 up. So these guys are going to try and beat it in again if they get initiative, which they do. So they're going to try again. That's a 5. They fail to get the door in. He's starting to get kind of panicked, I would assume. This guy's going to try and attack our orc again. And that's a hit with a what was that, a +3? Okay, so he gets like a 17 to hit. So he's using a sword, basic d6 damage, 2 damage on our 2 hit die creature. He has 6 hit points, so he has 4 hit points left. All right, Lorkay, you better do something other than failing to cast spells. So that's what we're going to do. He is armed with he's armed with a wooden staff that does d6, but first we're going to let that orc attack. With an 8, that's not enough to get through his 14 armor class. Lorkay, with no bonuses whatsoever, is going to attack with his wooden staff. And get a 12, actually, almost getting it. That's so nuts. Do we call in our guy? No, we're going to have him keep bracing the door as we roll initiative again. Oh man, we lose again. Door, do they get it open? 6. Nope. They're getting a little close though. He's going to attack evens odds. 1 odds. He attacks Lorkay, who has a really, really cruddy armor class of 10. And he gets like a +3. Oh my gosh, he fails. He gets an 8. You failed to hit Lorkay, unarmored. Lorkay is going to respond by slapping him with the staff. Or attempting to. Can't tell if it's a 1 or a 7. That's a 1. So he did not hit. Come on, Orc. Finish him off, man. Come on, buddy. That's not working out. This die rolls very low numbers, except for that one crit. Okay, we're going again. Lorkay is starting to get a little nervous. He hears the guys yelling outside the door, and he's thinking, man, maybe this was a mistake. Hint, it was. Because if you think three guys are going to fight their way out of a pirate-infested place, you've lost your daggone mind. Oh my gosh, we win initiative. Not that that matters. Orc is going after the pirate. If this fails again, like an entire round, I'm switching the die. Okay, yeah, that's an 18. That's fine. D6 plus 1 damage. You roll a 1. So he does 2 damage to our guy there. He's at 5. It's better than no damage. Lorkay's going to try and hit him with a stick. Rolling a 7. And so now the guys outside the door are going to try and get in. 7, man. 2 more and they would have gotten through. I can't believe this candle guy is just holding the door. Okay, so evens the orc, odds Lorkay. Evens attacking the orc. With a 9. 10. That's actually a hit. The orc has an AC of 12, I believe. Last I checked. So he's taking a D6 damage. He takes 1 damage. Oh man, hang in there, buddy. I kind of want to wrap up this fight at some point because there's other stuff I want to... Is there? No, my house rules are pretty simple. I'll have to look in there again in a minute here because there's more stuff I want to do. And then I want to talk about what we're doing next. This video won't be as long, I don't think. Initiative time. Oh, we win again. Excellent. Lorkay is going to hit with the stick, which he continues to fail at doing. The orc is attacking with his axe. Is that a 10 or a 16? That's a 16. All right. 4. He kills it. Yeah, he only had 5 HP left. Okay, so the pirate captain goes down. Let's see. Narratively, I understand this isn't like totally canon to everything that's going on because I'm just testing some points. But narratively, I'd like to figure out how we get out of this alive. Man. Is it possible that he's unconscious and not dead? 2. No, he's totally dead. Well, gentlemen, what do? We try to reason with the guys outside. They're not going to be too happy that we killed their captain. Our salvation may lie on page 14 of the original edition campaign, where we're going to talk about creature reactions. We're going to use this to determine their reaction to the death of their captain. So at some point, these pirates are going to break in here. We are going to be kind of backed up like this. And these guys are going to come in here. I'm going to use these, because these are the closest things at hand. I'm going to use these skeletons to represent pirates. And there are 4 of them. So this is sort of a 2d6 reaction table, I believe. It says these rolls can be altered with a bonus or penalty to the on the character's actions, alignment, and charisma. If 3 rolls have been made without a resolution to the encounter have been reached, no further rolls are needed. The creatures will at this point react to the closest result of their current stage. The current state. Attack, leave, or flee. Okay. So what we're looking for is a leaves or considers offer, or we're looking ideally for a 12. 6 to 8 is okay. Uncertain. We might be able to escape in the confusion. But they're going to burst in here. They're going to see their captain chopped up by the axe of an orc. And we're going to say, hey, look, your captain's dead. You're free from his tyrannical reign, victim pirates. I'm sure you're not completely evil. They probably are, but they might feel better hearing that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll their reaction. And if we roll low, well, We'll have to roll to determine what actually happens to Lorkay and his friends here. But we're not going to know till we throw the dice. So here we go. That's a 6. Oh my gosh, is that in the uncertain? Why did I put this down? Did we actually get an uncertain? We did. 6 to 8 is uncertain. Okay, so they're like, oh, I don't know. So obviously they weren't too fond of their captain, right? Oh man. So we're going to have to ask this oracle. Actually, Lorkay is going to make a skill check here. Why ask the oracle when we actually have a skill check system? Which is going to come very in handy with what I have in mind next. So Lorkay is going to say, hey, look. He's just going to lie, basically. He's going to say, look, we don't mean no trouble. This was a mistake coming here, and if you let us go, we're not going to tell anybody where you're at, and we should be fine. I'm going to roll a d3 to determine how difficult that's going to be. That's a 3, so that means this is very difficult. We need a very high roll to get this done. Come on! Well, that was not a high roll. Does this change their disposition towards us? Do they become hostile because of this? No, they don't. They just are like, look, we can't let you go, but we will. Huh. I can let him go with a warning, and it looks like Lorkay and these two have sort of been. They're gonna sort of get shanghaied into service with these pirates. Well, that's kind of the end of me testing out these house rules. I mean, there's not much to them, just because they're for these minimalist systems. But I gotta say, I don't really enjoy the way the spellcasting is written. Or not the way it's written. It seems really difficult for such low modifiers. I'm going to be back with some of the materials I plan on using in sort of an upcoming thing I want to do, because it's something I've touched upon before, and I tried a little bit, but didn't really get around to finishing, like a lot of the stuff I do. So hang on just a second, and we're going to take a look at some of the mechanics that might work better with these house rules. Re-enter Labyrinth Lord. That's right, we're going back to the beginning for our next little project. The reason I say this might work better with our house rules is because of how character abilities are listed. Now you're going to notice sort of a difference here between this and some other OSR games, in that this had more similarly to something like White Box. This has sort of like a direct modifier that's like the max is +2, the max is a -2, +3, -3 for Constitution, things like that. These are going to be more conducive to the 2d6 skill check system, and also the d20 roll to cast system. Now, there's other ways we can do the spellcasting system, but I kind of want to. We'll try them all. But we're going back to Labyrinth Lord because it's the one I started with. I haven't done it for a while, and I kind of miss it. And the project I was talking about that I wanted to go back to was the Mad Monks of Quantum. I want to do this correctly this time. Last time I tried to do it with Warlock, and it tripped me up. Maybe you guys would be better at it, but it tripped me up. This is created specifically to be compatible with Labyrinth Lord, and I assume the BX system. Labyrinth Lord calculates everything by 5-foot squares, so that's going to help me, and I won't even have to pay attention to that house rule. So that's the plan. After Lorkay spends about 6 months in servitude to the pirates, he is going to escape, and he's going to, in secret, make his way back to the fortress city, and he's going to hope that his 3 friends are still there where he left them. And if not, we're going to have to find some new people. But I'm going to go over a couple of changes to the characters that I'm going to do. Specifically to Lorkay. Lorkay, I'm going to use the Exhumed Obscura version of the Necromancer. So he's going to go from being a backline spellcaster to a frontline wisdom-based spellcaster. And that's because he's spent months and months in hard labor with the pirates, and he's become accustomed to, to manual labor. His body's toughened up, and so we're going to rearrange and change his stats a little bit, and he'll be a melee guy. As a result, his spellcasting isn't quite as punchy as it would be, as this represents sort of a mental and spiritual shift to the character. And now he's going to play a lot more like a cleric. The Exhumed Obscura Necromancer is basically a cleric subclass. For the others, we're more or less going to use what they were before. I'm going to be rolling on the Oracle for all of them, and we're going to see if they're still there, if they're not, and what if they're not, then what happened to them. And then we're going to get a party together, and we're going to go back to the City of Innocent Deaths, and we're gonna see how long we can last. I know there's a lot of different things in here. It encourages you not to read too far into the book because a lot of this is random tables, and we're going to, based on what we roll in the city, we can kind of make our own goal, and we can go off the beaten path and sort of pursue our own ends there, because we've sort of become, or at least Lorkay has become, very infamous. And so he is going to leave the continent and sail back there. Okay. Well, sorry if this video was not very eventful because we spent most of the time in a single room. But I really just wanted to try out some of these rules, and I wanted you guys to be able to come along for the ride with me. I make no, I have no delusions of teaching you guys how to do anything, because I can tell by some of the comments that you guys are very experienced gamers, and I am not. I don't really play OSR games with my friend group very often. I think the most into the OSR they've been willing to venture is something like White Box. So I'm kind of the I get more into the Labyrinth Lord and the Osric and stuff like that. So playing on here and playing alone is sort of that's the opportunity I get to try out some of these rules. So if I seem a little green when I go into these things, it's because I am. So hopefully you guys continue to go on adventures with me. I'm sorry that the production of videos has slowed to a crawl. My work has got me pretty tired, but I'm not going away. I'm not disappearing. But sometimes it gets a little bit discouraging. But we are going to. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to have. This is like a plan. I can stick to it. I'm not coming up with story ideas or randomizing stuff out of thin air. We have like a direction. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and leave any suggestions or anything in the comments below. We'll see you next time as we begin the Mad Monks of Quantum.